So this is a video I hadn't really planned on making, but from what I've been told, it's probably the most important one to show because it's slightly different than anyone I've seen making videos. We're at the stage where we had put the flooring down. I was about to put the vinyl on top, and then my friend came round and had a look at everything I've been doing, talked about some things that were good, some not so good, and basically said my floating floor, because it's a floating floor, as soon as I make any noise or produce any bass, there's no mass in the floor. So I needed to put some sort of vinyl basically somewhere in the floor, right? So high density compressed vinyl. So there's some types that work better under a floor, so you'd have to lift the floorboards, put it underneath, but this stuff is kind of half and half. It's 9mm. I think it's about 3 or 4mm of rubber and then 3 or 4mm of a kind of foamy stuff, but it's really dense. Crazy stuff. Really heavy. Had to get it delivered on a pallet. I bought like 16 or 17 sheets of it. Basically, it's going to go on top of my boarding, and then I'm going to put a lino on top of it, so it'll kind of work like an underlay, but it also works as just general mass in the room. Yeah, but it's gone down really easily. Just put it down. The bits down the side I've had to trim, obviously, cut with the door, and then the last like sheet and a half, 2 sheets, I'm just going to fill the bottom part. Today's Friday, it's Friday night, so I'm just finishing this, and then I've started ordering a lot of my kit, like actual kit for setting the room up, and things like that. But the last thing, the lino, is meant to come like Monday or Tuesday next week. So I'm basically getting everything else organised between now and then, put the lino down, and then what I've planned to do is I'm not actually going to decorate just now. I'm going to put all the stuff in the room and try and set it all up, because I've decided with one of my friends that he's going to come down and test the room and see what basically sound deadening / material that we need to use to make the room sound good and remove any issues that the room's got. And I don't want to just go and decorate the whole room and then find out that the bits I'm decorating either need covered or changed or anything like that. So I'm going to leave it like this. It also shows a lot more where all the studs are, so it's easier to put things on the wall. So I'm going to basically put lino down next week. Then I'm going to set up all the stuff in the room. I'm going to put a bracket on the wall, but I'm not going to put the TV up yet because I've still to decide what I'm going to do about TV. But everything else I'm going to start putting in the room. I've bought a big rug and I bought a few other things, and then I'm going to put all the techie stuff in the room so I can make some noise and play some tunes. The other thing that's obviously you'll notice from this video is I now have 5 cinema chairs. They were kind of in my plan. My plan was, should I get 2 or 3 cinema chairs and put them, because a lot of the cinema chairs are only about 90 wide, 80 or 90 wide. So I thought what I could do, the more and more I was doing it, I was like, oh, I can put 2 this way and then 1 somewhere else, like in the corner or behind or in front or something like that. So that means I've got 3 seats in the room for people who come. And then a guy locally put 5 of them up for sale for super cheap, and they literally, he said he used all 5 like 3 or 4 times, and it was always him and one of his mates or him and his wife that used the same 2. So the 5 of them look amazing. They look brand new. So I got them super cheap. So basically what I've been doing is I've been setting them up. I set them up 2 and then 3 along the back. But the only problem with that is it kind of takes away from what I was going to have as my workspace. But I've got a plan to overcome that, which is quite cool. So yeah, that's what's going on. So now my son really thinks it's cinema because we've got 5 cinema seats instead of what was probably going to be an L-shaped sofa that was going to go down the room. Now we're going to have a big, more open space with 2 cinema seats at the front and 3 at the back. And then the problem that creates is 3 cinema seats against that back wall or forward slightly from the back wall means that you can't see or hear over them. So basically I'm going to work my way through the whole project, and then I'll probably have to build a riser, which isn't a lot of work. It's just you've got to build it so it's a certain height and it goes back and all these kind of things. But that's going to be a problem down the line. I'm going to get the room working, everything like that, and then it means it can have more than 2 people sitting in the room at once. Or my son can sit in the back, like all the cool kids do at the cinema. But yeah, we're getting there. Maybe this is the point where it stops being a studio, because I always thought I was calling it a studio because I would do work in it, and now I think it's just becoming like a listening room / cinema / media room. Yeah, and if you're really good, you might be able to see what speakers I've bought. Yeah, let's zoom in so you can see. But I'll do some more techie stuff later. Big bookshelf speakers, 3-way bookshelf speakers. Yeah, they'll be good. Okay, I'll finish this and then I'll probably do another video when I'm 2/3, 3/4 of the way done, the lino, vinyl lino next week on like Tuesday or Wednesday night, so you can see what's going on with that. And then after that, I'm going to just start loading the room with stuff and then put the skirting boards down at the end to finish off the wiring. Okay, cool. Thanks very much.